Shakalaka. Hello, my beautiful viewers. How are you feeling today? Ooh, I am so excited. It's just 5 o'clock here in the morning here in New Zealand, and it's raining, and the wind is blowing. I always want to say my socks off, but not literally my socks. My children's beautiful house, everything is like, everything is, and they've got a big forest at the back, and the wind is just blowing. You can hear a lot of wind. So today it's going to be a stormy day, but we are all good. We are all in the house, and the house is cozy. So now you was wondering why I'm talking about the wind and the house. Our show is called Hearts That Echo. How incredible. And we're going to talk about legacy and wisdom. And the truest legacy lives in the love we leave behind. Isn't that amazing? So for me, love is everything. And I know there's a song, and I think it's Tina Turner. Maybe it's not. Love is all around us. No, that's not the right song. I think it's from Notting Hill. Love is all around us. And sometimes we forget the biggest love is ourselves. So when I was looking at the opening video, one of the videos in My Huge Body, I was on the Black Beach 6 years ago, where that day was my point of no return. And Sunday, my children took the family back there. What a blessing to be able to walk all the way there. And where I got my spot, God's spot, I call it my God spot, my Jesus spot. And I stopped there for a minute with my 2 grandsons because we were in the front this time. And I stop and I say, thank you. And my grandson says, Omi, we are at your cave. Omi, we are on your beach. Omi, we are at your God's point. And Lieve Jesus point. We call Jesus Lieve Jesus in my home language. What a privilege to have been able to do this with my 2 grandchildren, and then my husband, my son-in-law, my daughter, and my grandson at the back of me. What a blessing. Ooh. So I've got 2 amazing ladies that's going to join us. I'm hoping another one will join, but she could not come into the studio. So my quote for today, and I have written it down, I have to read it, says, when you laugh with presence, so being here, love with that presence, you create an echo that carries through generation. Soft, steady, soulful, unforgettable. Last night, my grandson, 5 years old, was praying in the bathroom. His mum heard him. He asked, Lieve Jesus, he asked Jesus, can his Omi and Opie not stay in New Zealand? Because he loves us and we're good people. And when she came and told us, I started to cry because with my biggest heart, that is my biggest wish as well. So my beautiful ladies, are you ready to swish in? I was supposed to do the video for all the ladies that's sponsoring me, but yesterday we went on a road trip, and today we're going to go on a road trip again because my husband is almost on his way back to South Africa. So let me swish the lady. And Tina, are you ready to come in? Swish! There you are. Eva, are you ready to come in? Swish! Eva, there you are. So my beautiful ladies, it was so wonderful to hear my grandson yesterday. And this weekend was totally an experience for them as well, because they were at Oma's cave. They was walking on Oma's beach. It's Oma. But they knew how this have impacted me. And my grandson Zander, he is now 10. I've read my book. And in my book, I've explained the cave. I have put photos in everything. So for them, it was such a blessing to be there. So
Yeah.
I would love you, Tina, to introduce yourself. And then can you tell us a momentous um, thing that happened to you that was part of your legacy that your children have reminded you, but mom, that's amazing. You have teach us something or you have done this. Do you have a story for us?
Sure. So my name is Tina Lynn Fiore, and I'm a divine alchemist. I guide souls to a higher level of consciousness by reflecting a radiant beam of hope to awaken our divine potential. I actually channeled a book called It Will Come to You that is a prophecy about what is happening right now and what we can do for the future. And one of the things I would say really changed my life, and your example was so beautiful, Sanet, so beautiful. So thank you for sharing that with your heart. I could feel it. Was choosing to go to Brazil. And I always had a close connection with Jesus. And it's not a religious affiliation, not that it doesn't matter if you're religious or non-religious. It's about the heart center and that beautiful connection that we can have. And my kids, that is a legacy with them because they know how I feel about connecting with our oneness. And going to Brazil was really when I embodied fully the Christ consciousness, which isn't just about Jesus. The Christ consciousness is truly who we are. It's our higher self and how we interface with the universe, our dimensional bodies, which a lot of us don't even realize that we're more than this organic body. We are an essence. We are a soul. We are energy that is all connected to the truth of the oneness. So I'm so happy to be here today to talk about the heart because true living begins within the heart. So thank you, Sanet.
Oh, I've got goosebumps. Oh. Eva, your turn, my beautiful one.
Well, it's always so great to be here. Thank you once again for this privilege. And so my name is Eva Krempa. I am actually born and raised in Europe, but I live in Canada now. And it's been definitely a life full of adventures. And I'm so grateful to be here. Um, I think it's a really beautiful topic to talk about the heart, because, everything we do in our lives, comes from, stems from within. And sometimes we forget that. So it's really a great topic and a reminder to connect back with our true selves, our heart and soul, and bring forward once again, why are we here, for what reason, what's our intentions here. So thank you so much for having me here, and yeah, let's explore.
Wow, incredible. Oh, I've got goosebumps. So, my beautiful ladies, when my daughter told me about my grandson's prayer to God, and we were looking at an animation story yesterday, The King of Kings,
Mm.
and he was walking on the water. And my beautiful grandson Zander said, when my daughter came down and he said, she said what Zayden, the 5-year-old, done. The grandson Zander said, if Zayden prayed to God, it will happen because Jesus just walked on water, and I just saw the movie this afternoon. It was such a beautiful reminder for us to be present because I could have chosen to be on my phone because I'm a little behind work-wise. Posting-wise, I'm a little bit behind, but I didn't. I chose to sit with them and really observe them, and they were asking me questions about Jesus. And then one of the things that my husband said to me when we went to bed last night, he said, how privileged we are as grandparents to be able to experience our children's first. So that was the first time they heard about the fishes and the bread, so they were okay with that. But that was the first time they experienced God or Jesus was on the water, and He stilled the water. And the awness. And I said to him, how incredible that we could be present and be here in New Zealand to witness. So I know it's a long story, but I wanted to make it. Sometimes the life is so busy that you have to do so many things, especially as a mother. But what if you can just slow down and concentrate on what you are doing with the little ones at the moment? So Eva, I know you've got a 5-year-old and she is like so busy and she is beautiful. Isn't she almost 6 years old?
She is 6, going on 7 soon. Well, December, but she already thinks she's 7. But you're absolutely right, Sanet. We get so busy with our lives now, and even I myself catch myself sometimes. There's like, oh, I gotta take that picture, capture that moment. But it's not about that really, because yeah, you can take a picture, but that precious moment that you're there connecting with that soul, that child, that's more important than that picture you want to take that's going to be there for the rest of, maybe 20 years. Because it's like missing everything almost, because that heartfelt connection, it's gone, right? So I love how you're describing it, because even my daughter, like we go to the playgrounds, nature, and I talk to her. I said, sometimes she says something, I said, no, sweetie, this all comes from God, the creator. We have to stop and think about it. Inhale. And, at 6 years old, she doesn't really get everything, but that's okay. Because even if she doesn't get it now, at least I'm lining her up for the future. So when she'll, remember my words, hopefully one day, and go back to that bliss, go back to that moment, sometimes even now she's like, oh, I remember. I said, she remembers that? That's great. Like she remembers what I said maybe weeks ago. I'm like, oh, I'm doing it. So we definitely have to take that time, because you blink and life, like, I was just holding her like a baby and already she's 6. Same with your grandchildren right now. They're this age, and soon you blink and they'll be like teenagers, like,
I know. So my beautiful Eva, if you can give the viewers one advice to be present with their children. And I know viewers, you don't want advice from another person, but if you can bestow some wisdom, can I change my wording to bestowing some wisdom to the viewers? As an adult, to make sure that you are present, is there something that you can add that will help them?
just be present. That's all it is. Just be present in the moment as much as you can. Because honestly, the past is gone. The future, nobody knows. But the moment is what we have. So I think that's the most important you can remember. Be in the moment as much as you can with the loved ones that you have in your life.
I love it. Thank you. My beautiful Tina, and on your side, tell us first of all about your children, and then if you can also bestow some wisdom to be in the present moment. Thank you.
My son is 21 and he's a musician, and my daughter is 24 and she just passed her state boards for her pharmacy degree. Now she's thinking about going to be a medical doctor. They're wonderful. And I agree. When you live conscious, you shift consciousness. So I think it's so important. And I just wanted to share a little song that I was given, because what you said about your grandchildren is so beautiful. Prayers are heard. Prayers are heard. And I just want to give you this little snippet that says, for your prayers are answered, for your prayers are heard. May you know there'll be justice for your rise to occur. And I'm nervous, so but I just love that, because that's where we need to go back to the heart. You know, what both of you are saying, our prayers are answered, our prayers are heard, and we are in a time of a great awakening. And to truly rise together, we have to be present. What both of you are saying, we have to be present in the moment with our children and with our humanity for each other, compassion and love. And those are great examples for being in those beautiful moments with your children and realizing they're part of the rise of humanity and the legacy that's going to be left for all those coming to the earth. So thank you for letting me share that. I wish I sang it a little better.
No, you sang beautifully. I love it.
Beautiful.
Exactly, Ava. So for me, you just thank you for that beautiful song and that confirmation. So one of the things I have, maybe not to give you advice, but to bestow a wisdom on my beautiful viewers. Sometimes as an adult, we are running through a lot of stuff. So I've shared this to somebody special, and I said, if you can, just put your fingers together. And you can actually hear your fingers, not a hard sound, but the rubbing your fingers together. Just take a moment to hear your fingers and then concentrate on your son talking to you. Because he was busy working, thinking his work, and he was thinking, and the little one was trying his best to get his father's attention. And I said to him afterwards, just for 1 minute, just take your finger, put it here, because you can actually hear the friction of the sound. And then it reminds you that you are here in this present moment. And then concentrate on your child, what he's saying. And now, my beautiful ones, I see he goes like, and then he's there. So it's working because I was wondering, what can we do? What can I say just to help him? Because I know as an adult, you have to make sure everything is good, everything is working, and there's enough money for everything. But he needs to spend time with the children. Few seconds and then he's present. Oh, wow. So let me look at the next question. Can you recall a moment when somebody else's legacy shifted your life path? My beautiful Tina.
I think, you know, the person that comes to mind for me is Martin Luther King. You know, just the compassion and the dream that he held for all humanity really shifted my life, and I think the life of my children, when we recently did a dedication of one of the things that I had channeled to him, you know, and my son had to get up at 3:00 in the morning and he was so tired. And I was like, this man, I mean, and I know this is hard to hear, but this man was literally shot in the face for love, for the power of love that he brought to the world. And my son was like, I'm up, you know. I think that when we really share heartfelt messages with our children about people who really made huge sacrifices in their life for other people to rise, and how that legacy of that love continues with all the divine masters and teachers that are still here, still present in these moments, in all of us, to show us that we can make a difference. And it doesn't matter how small it is. Being present is huge. These small shifts in our consciousness are huge. And so even when people course correct or come back into alignment more quicker, then they are making such huge changes that have rippling effects for all of us. So I would say that that would be something that really touched my heart.
I love it. And my beautiful Ava, and on your side?
Well, I think it's because of the topic we're talking about. The first person that came into my mind is Mother Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because right now, I think in this world, there's so much compassion that's needed for everything that's going on. And I think that's why she, there's many amazing people out there, but she just popped in as we're talking about this. So I applaud her for everything she tried to accomplish in her lifetime and the compassion she showed to people. And I think we have to remember that going forward, that we do need it now more than ever. And stay in those moments that truly matter to us, because after all, that's what's going to move forward. You showing your grandchildren or children or whatever, they're going to remember that one day, so I think that's really good to reflect on as well.
Wow. Thank you. And on my side, for us in South Africa, 1994 was a very big thing, because we truly believe, and I'm not a racist or anything, as a white person, we truly believe that there is going to be a civil war breaking out. And when Nelson Mandela was inaugurated in May 1994, he changed the whole country by sharing love, not hatred. Until today, especially when I go to Sandton City, it's a place not too far from us, and there's a memorial and a big statue of him. I still thank him for saving South Africa at that stage, because nobody knew what's going to happen. Yes, there's a lot of stuff happening now currently, by while he was our president. There was a lot of love that was bestowed on everybody, because everybody has the opportunity to have sunlight on themselves. So that was mine. One when I was thinking about this question. So my beautiful Eva, I'm going to start with you. Are you ready for the next question? What values are you intentionally passing on to others?
Well, there's so many things, that can be said, but like follow your heart. Follow your heart to the best that you can because, we're learning all our lives. Obviously, we shift. Sometimes things happen that, we get swayed this way or that way. But I think, I always look up to my creator. And when I feel like maybe sometimes we, things come up, we get lost or something, I always go back. It's like, okay, I have been brought here for a reason. I want to do the best I can. What would my creator do, in this situation? So I feel like we have to have strong values in order to move forward. And one of them is believing that we are here for a higher purpose. So, of course, family is really important. So we have to have strong family values and ties, love, share the love as much as we can unconditionally. Because if I can share it to my daughter, she'll learn from me. And going forward, she can teach her generation, her kids. And sometimes it's so funny because she'll be like, oh, mommy, when I'm older, I'm going to have 2 or 3 kids. I'm like, you're only 6 years old. But see, she's thinking ahead already. So it kind of helps me to realign too, because I'm like, okay, if she's picking up on this, that's great. But if all of a sudden she tells me something, it's like, oh, okay, I have to teach this kid. So make sure she follows the right values as well going forward. That legacy has to continue in the right way. I mean, we all do, have the free will and we'll make choices. But I feel like if my values are aligned properly, it'll help her move forward and live a better life. So in general, that's what comes to heart.
Wow, I love it. Thank you. And thank you for making your beautiful, or teaching your beautiful child the love and kindness of others as well.
And
My
she reminds
beautiful,
me that too. Sorry, Sanet. Like she reminds me that too, to be, because she's so close to me. Like before her, yeah, we do things, we'll go out there, enjoy life, but I think children have a special way of coming into your heart, and I think that even brings it out even more. So that's all I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you. And then my beautiful one, I know you're not thinking of it yet, but then when you are a grandmother, you realize your legacy is living on, because what you have teach your children is doing for their children, and then you witness that you had done a good job, because your daughter is doing exactly teaching the children exactly the way that you teach her. So that makes me even prouder to be a grandmother. Thank you, my beautiful Eva. My beautiful Tina.
I think that, one of the things I really try to do is be the reflection of what I want to see in the world. I think that's really important. So I really do try to teach people, and this is exactly what both of you are saying, is be the light and love you want to see in the world. Hatred does not fix hatred. It never has. Only love fixes love. And so really trying to help people embody that in themselves, I think it's really important. If we can't hold that for ourselves and we can't reflect what we teach, then we're not being beneficial. There's a lot of times where people, they want to do good things, but then they're angry with other people quickly, or they hold no compassion for other people. So I think starting with ourselves, self-love, self-compassion, self-forgiveness. And when we can embody that truly, then we can reflect it. And you see it when you're around people. When you're reflecting that light, all of a sudden people are happier. It really does have an energetic shift in a lot of people. And so that's one of the things I try to teach my children too. And they are very compassionate, very loving people. And I think when you start them when they're little, to teach them that we're all equal, that we're all important, that we all have a purpose and a meaning in this world, then we start seeing them treat other people like that. So I think that we got a lot of work to do. And I think we are experiencing a very big shift, because there is such a rise in this behavior. There's such a shift in consciousness right now towards the heart center, that there's an opposite, shift that's trying to counter it. But we are stronger. It is power versus force, and we are powerful. And all of the people like Mother Teresa, like Martin Luther King, like Jesus, that energy's back on the planet right now. Maybe it's never left, but I keep feeling like it's returning home through all of us, because we are them and they are us. And that's what I want to teach people, is reflect it. And once you do, you'll see it coming back 100-fold. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Goosebumps. My beautiful viewers, did you put your sunglasses on? Goosebumps moments. So the birds is trying to wake up, and yesterday I had to do a recording 11 o'clock in the morning. I could not, the more I spoke, the more the birds were going on. So I'm just hoping they're going to stay quiet until we finish with the show. My beautiful ladies, how incredible. So yesterday I was, so when the children are going to school, I asked them, what is the 3 things for today? And the first one is listen to your teacher. And now the little one is in year 1. He is only 5 years old, but he is in year 1. And he will, we give him the opportunity to answer. So he was listen to your teacher. And, and we said, I was clapping hands, and the other was looking, and he was looking at all of us. What is our reaction? Because he's going to tell us now what he's doing. But Oma is always going the extra mile. That's what my husband always say. You are like a drama queen. Okay. So I said, okay. And number 2, he said, have fun. You have to have fun every day. And I was like, yes. And the third thing, he said, be kind to others. I said, oh, I love it. He said, Omi, there's a little boy in my school that's not kind to me. He's keep on kicking me, and he's hurting me. I've talked to the teacher and it's not working. And I said to him, and now we started with this discussion, and, everybody. And I said, my beautiful one, did you say to him that you love him and he mustn't hurt you. No, I will do it tomorrow. So today he's going to tell him. And if that's not going to work, then, my daughter has to make a plan, because this little boy is, the last 3 weeks, is doing the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So how incredible that this little one can tell us that he be kind to others, but he expressly realized that this little boy is not kind to him, and we have to give him something. Thank you, Tina. I told him to tell the little one you love him. If that's not working, then we will make another plan. His mother has to make another plan. Beautiful. So my beautiful ones, for me, love and kindness is too amazing. And then I love fun, because if you cannot bring fun in your life every day, yes, my beautiful viewers, even you as an adult have to have fun every day, because fun is making you alive, and you are alive. Yes, not yesterday, 2 days ago, somebody said to me, your nails is so beautiful, but that belongs to a young person. That is mad. I thought, wow, I am still young. I'm not under the ground. I am still here. I'm still alive. I'm still young. The guy just walked away. It was so funny. So let me look at the next question. In your work, what impact do you hope to leave behind, Tina?
I hope really, truly to help people see that it's so important to bring love back to the earth. I know sometimes people just think that's so far out there, but the truth is, that's the true meaning of life, is love. That's what we came here to do. We came here to learn how to love one another and to evolve. And that's what I want to help people realize. And that starts with them. It starts with us. I know each one of us, as I look into both of your eyes, felt that unworthiness at one point in our lives, and we were encouraged or loved by someone else to know we are completely worthy of everything. We are. This is what we came to help each other do. I was really thinking, I kept hearing, find the keys, find the keys, find the keys, and I was like, well, what are the keys to? And then I realized the other day, it's to the lock. And the lock is love, oneness, compassion, and kindness. And when we return to that in our hearts, we will have shifted humanity. And I think each one of us is doing that right now. It's going to take a lot of us to do that. It's not a one-man job. So I really hope to just leave love. And I would say the Christ consciousness returning to the earth, for us to know that each one of us is divine. We are made up of God, and we reflect nothing but the truest and purest goodness to each other. Yeah.
I had to bring out the big guns. This is my biggest glasses.
Oh, that's great.
Please, can you give us the lock again that you said
yes.
is love?
So the lock is love, oneness, compassion, and kindness. And that's the lock. And we have the keys. We're the keys. We're going to turn those things back on for all of us.
Wow. Beautiful. And you, my beautiful Eva, you are helping others to share their stories. You are helping others to put their legacy down. And for you in your work, what impact do you hope to leave behind?
I always think that, when they come in contact with me and then we're done the conversation, whatever we're doing, that they leave better off than they originally came. That they're smiling more, they're happier, maybe uplifted. My intention is always to uplift them in some way I can. If it's just one word, it makes them smile. Hey, I did my job, So that's always my intention. Leave them off better than they came in. And like, you ladies are saying, we have to bring in more love, more heart. And heart is much more powerful than I thought, because the heart it feels, it does everything. I think sometimes, and I know for quite sometimes, I forgot that thing inside me, that heart. Not intentionally, it's just how, sometimes we grow up, circumstances, and one day I was like, oh yeah, you're in there, you're pumping. I have to give you more credit for everything that you're doing for me. So I connect more and more on that level, especially, lately too, with my dad being gone and everything that we went through. I was like, thank you for holding it together as well for me, even through the tough times. So, because I know, a lot of people are going through things we don't even know, but if we can help them in any way, that's all that matters. And Sanet, I had glasses. I don't have any in front of me. My daughter bought one pair, so I hope to get glasses for the next show. And that's why I'm not putting any on. I don't have any except these ones.
It's okay, my beautiful Eva. So, my beautiful viewers, if you are new and this is the first time you are watching the show and you're wondering what is up with the glasses, this is just when somebody is giving you goosebumps, that you put your glasses on so that they can see they gave us goosebumps, but we don't interrupt them. They can continue with their flow of thought and this, when they're speaking. And yes, here in New Zealand, I've got 7 pairs plus, I've got the 8 one that my grandson Zayden, 5 years old, is lending me because it is Elvis Presley's song, Elvis Presley outfit. This is Elvis Presley glasses.
Yeah.
And in South Africa, I've got 30 different pair of glasses. And can I tell you something? I'm sure you have never seen this. I am 60 years young. And one of my favorite glasses is I'm not the alien. My grandsons were seeing this and they ran to me and said, Omi, you have to get these glasses. And I said, why? They said, so that the old people can laugh more. So that's the reason for the glasses. But thank you, my beautiful Eva. Let me see. I've got 2 more questions, my beautiful ones. Are you ready? Okay. How has a challenge you overcome become part of your legacy, my beautiful Eva?
On the core level, it just strengthens you to be that much stronger, that much more powerful human being that we actually truly are. And sometimes we forget that. And so we all go through a lot of challenges, but it's how we receive them and how we move through them that shape us going forward. So if we can learn to, step into our true selves, and sometimes it's not easy, but as we pray, we sit down, we meditate, it will definitely help us. And that's what I want to teach my daughter going forward too. Who knows, maybe in the future I'll have more kids. I don't know, I'm young. But if I teach her the right things going forward, she'll have it easier as well, and she'll be able to look at things in a different light. Because I know for me it wasn't always easy, especially when I came to Canada. I didn't speak the language. It really shattered me for many years, and I didn't know how to go through that. So for me, it was one of the biggest challenges that I had to learn from, and a few other ones too. But I think it's really important to know yourself, look deep within, and know that there's always help for you out there. So, and I always pray.
That's so beautiful. Here is to you, my beautiful Eva.
Those are my favorite. I love those.
So, my beautiful Tina, on your side?
I think that, not to get into specifics, but just to say being in relationships with people who do not honor or value us, and being able to step into our own authenticity and integrity. And so I'm going to echo the heart of what Eva just said. And that, you know, when we step into our true authenticity and we live in our own integrity, then we become very powerful and we're able to shift not only our consciousness, but our actions in terms of how we allow other people to treat us. And I think that's also a very good example to not only our children, but the people around us when they see, wow, that person really was able to live authentically, even if it wasn't easy, even if it was challenging and you have to let go of maybe materialism or a life that you thought you wanted to live, you know, so that you could truly live in your own heart and look in the mirror in your own eyes and know you are doing the best you can for yourself. And I think sometimes we do give permission slips from other people that say, you can do this too. It's not just me. You know, would you have your child live that life? Would you have another human being be treated like that? Well, then why would you allow yourself to be treated like that? You know, and it comes back to our own heart and valuing ourselves. At a seminar recently that I gave, I had a lady that really brought that point home. She just said, so many of us are good at helping others, but when it comes to helping ourselves, we don't. And I think, again, you know, embodying our own words and our own wisdom and allowing ourselves to live from the heart of integrity and authenticity. And man, when you do, you're in the magic and the power that is you. So yes.
I love it. Yes, to you, my beautiful one.
Thank you.
I was quickly looking for my photograph and I could not find it on the table, but because I had to leave New Zealand for 1 week so that I can come back to activate my visa again. So I did get this photograph. So I hope my legacy, I have let go of a whole person in weight. And through this, one of the things I have learned is to start loving myself unconditionally. And then determination and resilience. So if there's one thing that I can bestow on anyone, my beautiful viewers, anyone, children, adults, even grandmothers and grandfathers, if your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. And that is my golden nugget. So, and sometimes it was not easy. There were some tears, there was frustration, but I had a goal in mind to let go of the weight in order for me to come to New Zealand. And God had another plan. Instead of me coming to New Zealand working in a bank, COVID happened. I had to adjust, but I never forgot about loving myself. Because if I stopped loving myself, I would have gone back to the way that I was. And I didn't want to have that big body. So for me, ultimately, is the faith in God, knowing that God will loving myself unconditionally. And then if you say you're going to do something, you do it. Rely on yourself. I want to say Bob's your uncle. Is there a saying like that? Because in South Africa, we can say Bob's your uncle. So we speak the King's English now. That we always used to speak the Queen's English. So there was a saying, then everything will be honky-dory. Everything will be amazing. So my beautiful ladies, let me just put my glasses on. I've got one last question and then I've got your golden nuggets. I just wanted to make sure my grandson didn't take my paparazzi pen, and it looks like he did. I saw he was walking with it, and I forgot to take it with him. So let me see, what is my last question for you? And I'm starting with you, Tina, if you had to write your own legacy letter, what would be the first?
Well, I guess I'm going to steal this from what's in my book, but we are the people for the people, and we will rise humanity together. Yeah.
Beautiful. My beautiful Eva, your turn.
I would say, and there's a reason behind it, I would say love yourself first. Because if you don't love yourself first, then how can you pour from an empty cup and give it to somebody else, right? So it all starts with you. And then, like you said too, Sanet, you know, you love yourself first. And if you need that extra care and love, you just pray, right? And ask God for guidance. And then when you guide it, it just naturally flows out, right? So that's what I would say. Love yourself first. The rest will follow.
I love that. So I can also add, thank you so much, my beautiful ladies. For me, is look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, wow, it's a privilege to be me. So that means you, it's privilege to be you because you're still here, you're still alive, you still can do your purpose. Even if you have to change from one path to another, you are still here to do this. And then the next thing I will say is go and put on your forever song. So your forever song is a term I have used. People ask me, I never heard about forever song. It's your most favorite song that you can listen to every day of your life for the rest of your life. So my song is Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. I'm listening to this amazing song of mine for the last 6 years and 5 months. It brings me to my essence, the reason why I am still here. So put on your forever song and dance if there's no tomorrow every day. So that's the two things I would love to say. My beautiful Tina, what is your forever song? Please tell the viewers.
My forever song is Annie's Song by John Denver. I really love that song, and that speaks to me, and I never, ever get tired of it.
I love it. And we both, when we first met each other, we had dance on her song. And my beautiful Eva, what is your forever song?
I think I would say Feel Alive, but unfortunately I forget who it's by. But I do love that song because it's got a really good rhythm, and you can really like dance and have so much fun. And it really speaks, you know, to like get out there and do stuff.
Exactly. So I got a paparazzi pen, my beautiful one. We do have time for an explanation as well. So if you can give me your golden nugget with a short explanation, you are so welcome. My beautiful Tina.
My golden nugget for today is going to be love is the key to everything, and love never flees the quest to rise up.
Oh, amazing. Are you ready for paparazzi?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. My beautiful Iva, what is your golden nugget?
Um, I would say based on this, love once given once, it never dies. So it rises up and it just multiplies.
Ooh, that's amazing. Are you ready for paparazzi?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And my beautiful viewers, you've heard mine. If your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. And I am ready for paparazzi. I don't have my glasses, but here it comes. And just a reminder, my beautiful viewers, today is a special day. You don't know what's going to happen in 2 hours, 3 hours. But if you are with loved ones, even with yourself, washing your hands in the mirror, spending a second and two to acknowledge you, to love yourself. I know when I've heard unconditional, and while I was in my transition of starting to love myself even more and more, I did a forgiveness. I did forgive myself, and that helped. That really helped. That actually was the trigger by forgiving myself. I started to love myself more and more and more. And I know I'm a drama queen. My husband says I'm a drama queen. I overreact in the mirror and say, oh, Sanet, you are so beautiful. And I love you so much. I know I overreact, but that made me even love myself more.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I love myself. And then one day I realized in my 6 years when I changed my life forever, it was about 5 months in. I was looking at myself and I went through a very big dip. And I always say life is like this: 2 steps to the front and one back. It depends on you. How long are you going to be in your back foot, your stuckness? And then I just went my body like this and I said, I'm not going to stand this. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to do this. I have now done it 5 months. I'm not. And I looked myself in the mirror and I started to sing to myself, I love you. And then at that moment, I realized, wow, Sanet, you love yourself unconditionally. And when you say you're going to do something, you are doing it. I'm so proud of you. So the word unconditionally is not a buzz out there. It's not attainable. It is. But you have to work on it. You have to work on yourself. So my beautiful viewers, wow, this was an amazing show. My beautiful Tina, how are you feeling about the show, my girl?
Fabulous. Thank you so much for spending time with you beautiful souls today, honestly, and talking about the heart and how it does echo through all eternity. Just amazing.
Thank you. And my beautiful Eva, how are you feeling?
Everything that Tina just said, and again as well, thank you so much. It's a great reminder to really go back, realign with yourself, go in deeper, and enjoy life even more. So thank you so much for this great reminder.
Wow, thank you. And if you ask me, Sanet, how are you feeling? I have to do this. So my beautiful viewers, I know you also had to turn. So my beautiful viewers, would you love to have a dance with us? They said yes, Tina. They said yes. Ava, here we go. I forgot.
Walking on the ocean or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or swimming in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.